All right. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Matthew,
My name is Chris.
and we're with the Tampa-Hillsborough County Public Library. Today, we're going to be talking about learning online through the library resources. But I wanted to let you know up top here, there is a question section. For those of you who are watching this live, there's a question section in your GoToWebinar control panel. You may post any questions you have there throughout the session. We'll do our best to answer those throughout as well as at the end. And also immediately following the session, there's going to be a short survey. We hope you'll take just a couple of minutes to fill that out. Won't take long at all. We really rely on your feedback, not only to make our sessions better, but to help plan for additional sessions in the future. So without further ado, I'm gonna kick it on over to Chris. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. My name is Chris. As you already know, I'm a librarian for the Hillsborough County Public Library Cooperative, and I'm so glad you all joined us for this class, Library eClasses. You're going to learn how to access free education online. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera and we'll jump in here. Today I'm going to share with you some resources that will help you either develop new skills, brush up on existing skills, or explore new career paths, or perhaps you're just, you love learning, which is great as well. These resources fit all of those needs and purposes. And you can access the resources I'm going to show you can access with a valid library card, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But first, pardon me, wanted to go over a few just common frequently asked questions about our online learning tools and resources. One is, do I need an HCPLC library card to access these resources? And the answer to that is yes. And like I said, I will show you how to get that process going if you already don't have a card. What is the cost? Well, if you have a card, it's free. And that's great news because, we all like free stuff. The next question is, are all of your online courses live, or can I access recordings on demand? The resources I'm going to be showing you, that content in those classes are recorded on demand, and you can access them 24/7, which is great. These are self-paced classes and resources that you can pick up and do your learning on your own time. And the last question we have here is, once I complete a course, will I receive credit? Yes, with these two resources I'm going to show, they both reward you with certificates of completion, and one of them has a little bit of another type of credit that they give you. So let's go to our next slide. These are the two learning resources we're going to go over, Universal Class and lynda.com. And again, these resources are available for free with a valid library card, and you can access them 24/7 at your own pace. So let me go ahead and jump out of here and go to our website, because this is going to be the starting point for all things tonight. Now, like I mentioned, if you don't have a card, you can go to our website at hcplc.org, and this is our home page. And right up here in the corner, there's a green box that says get a card. If you were to click on that, it starts the process for you. And it gives you some information about the requirements. You need to be a resident of Hillsborough County or own property in the county. So I encourage you to go there, get the process started, and you'll be on your way. Let's go ahead and back up and go back to the home page. There's a lot here, but at top, I wanted to point out these blue tabs. If you click on Learning and Research, that's going to take you right to our databases. And I'm happy to report we have a lot of databases to offer. So it's not just online learning. There's so much more here that you can take advantage of with your card. But right here to the left, we see online classes. This is where we're going to go to access both of these resources. Let's go ahead and click here. And right at top, we have Universal Class and lynda.com. And there's more below. Again, I can't stress enough, there's so much more to this if you have a card. So please get one if you don't have one. So let's go ahead and click on Universal Class. Well, I won't click on it because I've already logged in, but if you were to do that remotely, it's going to prompt you to enter your card and your PIN number. And by default, your PIN would be the last 4 digits of your card. For those of you who already have cards or maybe are experiencing issues with your account, we'll have some contact information at the end where you can contact us directly to resolve any of those issues. So let's take a look at Universal Class. This is the opening screen. Universal Class is a learning resource, and it features continuing education courses, and it's designed more like a traditional class. You have lessons, assignments, tests that you take, you receive grades, and there's actually interaction with an instructor. Again, it's self-paced learning, and they reward you with certificates of completion at the end, and also something called a CEU, which I'll discuss here in a few moments. But this is the opening screen. Your account, if you're a first-time user, you will need to register for an account, which is free. And the purpose of that account is for you to keep track of your learning. So when you log out and come back, you don't have to start from scratch. It'll save your place. It'll keep track of your certificates. So it's a good thing to register so you can access the content and get credit for your work. And up here at right, we have a drop menu. And this is sort of where your account settings will be, where your courses will be, and your certificates. Like with most of these online systems and accounts, you always have a place where you can go to change your password and settings. So that's where that is. But this is the home screen here. At top next to this apple, we see the classes I'm taking. I'm currently not enrolled in anything, but we will do that here shortly. And they're already recommending classes to us here below. There's over 500 online classes here with Universal Class. Let's just scroll down a little bit, and they're already showing us some of the different areas of learning that you can pursue. And there's a lot here, which is great. Let's go ahead and open the course catalog, which is right at top here. I'm going to search in the search field. If I wanted to, I could search there, but what I'm going to do is scroll down, and I'm going to take a look at these categories a little closer. As you can see, there's a wide variety here. You have accounting and business, but at the same time, you have alternative medicines, crafts and hobbies, and so much more. Let's say I'm looking for something in accounting. We're going to open this, and it's already showing us a featured course that they recommend. And if we scroll down, we can see some of the popular courses that other people are taking on Universal Class. And then we get into more of an alphabetized list of the different type of accounting classes they offer. Let's go ahead and take a look at Applied Statistics 101. Let's click on this, and this is going to be an overview page of the class. Now right here, it gives us some immediate information. We have 14 lessons in this class, 17 exams, 21 hours, 17 exams and assignments, an average time of 21 hours total. And then here are the CEUs, that I was mentioning earlier. You will receive 2.1 CEUs. A CEU is a continuing education unit, and that's basically equal to 10 hours of participation in an accredited program, and Universal Class is one of those. So that's what that means. I can either join the course now, or I can scroll down to get a little bit more information about this class. We have a course description here that isn't too long of a read. Then we have a video, or these are some slides that go over some of the learning outcomes, some related classes in case you want to take something at the same time or after this class. And then we get a breakdown of the lessons, what they're covering in each one, which is great. If you're looking for a specific area of learning, you want to make sure you cover it. You can take a look at these lessons closer. And then we have some defined learning outcomes that are expected. Once you complete the course, you will be able to do these things. And right here, this last one, it says demonstrate mastery of lesson content at levels of 70% or higher. And that's where the grade comes in. I know to receive the completion certificate, you need to have a 70% or higher grade. We can talk a little bit about that in just a second. There's some additional information here. And then we have the course title, the course author, and then we have an instructor's name. And you can actually look at the syllabus here too if you want. So there's a lot of information even before you take the class. Let's scroll all the way back up to the top. And let's say we really like this. We want to get going with our learning. So let's join the course. And here you have two choices. You can either join the certificate class to complete and get your certificate, or you can do the video only course. And that's kind of like an audit mode where you can review classes without having to take assignments or tests. However, you don't receive the credit or certification. You can always switch over to that mode during the class to get the credit. So let's go ahead and say we want to join the certificate class. And now this takes me back to the home screen. And below the classes I'm taking, it shows Applied Statistics 101. And I've completed 0 lessons so far. So we want to get going with that. I'm going to enter the course. And here is where the class is. This is what it looks like. You can personalize your profile if you'd like. You can upload a picture. And there's some other features there that I'll share with you in just a second. But let's scroll down and we'll get a look at the first lesson. And with Universal Class, you do have to complete the lessons in order. So you aren't able to jump ahead. As you can see, these are locked until you complete the first class. Oh, I'm sorry, first lesson. But let's go ahead, click on View Lesson. And at top, we have some quick links to the video, activities for the class. There's a discussion group where people can talk to each other and introduce themselves, which is more of a personal, traditional class format where that interaction is provided. And we'll go back into the lesson. Sorry about that. And I'll scroll down and we can see the different sections here. We have objectives and then get into some reading material. Once you get all the way through, this lesson has a lot more than some of the other classes I've seen, but there's a video for each. Almost each lesson has a video that kind of touches again on what was discussed. And then sometimes they supply you with instructions on how to take exams. And then down here are some announcements, assignments, and exams that you can complete before you move on to the next lesson. So that, in a nutshell, is how the lessons are built. And you go through them one by one and complete the assignments. At top here, it has the start page, which gets you right back to the beginning page of the class. There's a report card where you can track your progress. And of course, I haven't done anything in the class yet, but this is where you'll be able to kind of take a look at how you're doing. And each lesson, it breaks down your score and the total points possible and your current grade percentage. And like I said, they require 70% or higher to successfully pass a course. And if you were to click on the drop menu here, it's a little different once you get inside a class. It's more specific to the class itself. There's the discussion groups, there's email, which I'll show you shortly, surveys, and then there's some more stuff here about the syllabus and different announcements. But let's go ahead and go back to the starting page. We'll click on My Classes, and I want to show you how you can interact with your instructors. At left here, in this box, it says My UC. You go down to My UC email, and let's click on the inbox. And this functions as any messaging system or email account would. You can compose a new message by clicking on this blue rectangle. And then in the drop menu, in the To field, you can select the instructor themselves. And you can have direct communication with them that way, which is good. A lot of people prefer that. They want to ask questions and get feedback. So the overall design of Universal Class is more traditional in that sense. Of course, it's online, which is not the really traditional in-person classroom setting, but it is designed for people to have a little bit more interaction in a traditional order to things. So that is Universal Class. We are going to have a Q&A session, as Matthew mentioned, at the end. But if there are any questions at this moment, are there any right now, Matthew?
No questions yet. We can go on to Linda and do questions in the second half.
Great. All right, so now I'm going to show you Linda, which is a little different. From our home page again, let's go to hcplc.org, click on Learning and Research, then we'll go down to Online Classes, and then here's Linda. Now, you click on this, it's going to prompt you again for your card number and your PIN number, but I've already logged in, and this is what the opening screen to Linda looks like. Like Universal Class, you're going to want to create your account so you can keep track of your learning, collect your certificates, and your profile information will be up here in the right-hand corner. Now I want to show you something really quickly under My Profile. Let's open this up, and if you click on My Interests, what you're going to get is a little bit of like a checkbox survey where you can mark off areas of learning that you're interested in. And what Linda does with that information is they push it back to you on this opening page. So they'll recommend courses, new classes, or popular classes that are in the areas that you're interested in. And initially what they will do on this opening page as well, as you can see, they show you new and popular classes. You can scroll down further and just see some of the new offerings. If you're not sure what you want to study, you can do that. If I hover over where it says library up top here, it shows us all of the categories. Now, Linda is a little different than Universal Class. These are video courses, and they're all current on software, creative, and business skills. They're taught by industry experts, and I can speak from experience myself and a lot of my colleagues. It's a very worthwhile resource. So is Universal, but I've taken a lot of classes on Linda, and I've enjoyed almost all of them. I can't think of one that I haven't enjoyed. It's a great experience, and like I said, it's taught by experts, and it's all current information. And that gives you an idea here. These categories that left, if you hover over them, the subtopics change, and so do the related softwares. Let's back out of that just for a second. And I want to point out, obviously, again, I can't stress enough that this is available to you 24/7, and it's self-paced. It also saves you money. Lynda.com, I believe their pricing plans are $19.99 a month, but it's free with your card. So that's another great benefit. If you have a card, you can take advantage of this service. And let's go ahead and search for a class. I'm going to use the search field up here, and let's say I want to learn about Excel. I have the 2019 version. I'm just going to run a search here, and we see we have 572 results for Excel 2019. You can filter for best match or release date, and at left, we have some other filtering options. There's different types. Playlists are collections of courses that people have put together. Learning paths are also collections of courses that have been curated by experts, and it kind of takes you on a journey where at the end you have a combination of skills. Your certificates of completion are awarded per class in the learning path. And below that we have courses, and then we have videos. Videos, you don't receive a certificate. However, they hone in on specific tasks related to the different areas of learning. And you can also filter further by skill level and duration, and much more. Let's say we like this top one here, Excel 2019 Essential Training. It tells me a little bit about the class. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes long. Sounds good to me. I'm going to click and open it. And this is what the class essentially looks like. One big difference between Universal Class and Linda, well, there's two big differences. One is that you don't have to complete the class in order. You can jump ahead to different lessons. Now, if you don't complete the entire class, you won't receive a certificate, but you have the option to jump ahead within a class and just take parts of classes. Another difference is you don't have that direct contact with the instructors. So those are things to keep in mind when you're using these resources. I'm going to go ahead and get the video started just so I can demonstrate how you can work at these at your own pace. But while that's rolling, I'm going to scroll down here and take a look at the overview. And it gives me a picture of the instructor, some of the topics that are covered. It looks like 544,817 people have taken this class. It's a lot of people. And while that rolls, I want to draw your attention to the area to the left of the screen. There is a course outline here. It breaks down. Pause it so it doesn't distract you. Okay, so it's an outline. And as you can see, the different sections tell you what's being covered and the steps inside of each of those. Now, like I said, you can jump ahead to any of these and start taking the content. And if you're not sure if the class covers what you're looking for, there's a great search tool right up here under where it says search this course. And let's say I want to make sure this class covers formulas. I hit a search and it tells me there's 61 results in the video titles and transcripts. And if we scroll down through those results, we can hover our mouse over and just click on one of these sections and it takes us right to it. So that's another great feature. If you don't have a lot of time to spare for a 2-hour class, but you want to hone in on a specific task, you can do that. Let's go ahead and clear out of that search. And I'll talk a little bit about the screen here. At bottom, there's a playback speed. If you're one of the type of people who can listen at 2 times the speed, you have that option. There's a closed caption subtitle. You don't have headphones, but you still want to take it. Which is great. Down here where it says exercise files, not all the classes, but some of the classes feature these. You can download files ahead of time and work as you go with the instructor, and they'll let you know when it's time to do that. It's a great feature. I've done that a few times, and it's helpful because you get a little bit of hands-on experience with it. I'm going to demonstrate now how you can pick up where you left off. I'm going to basically back out. I'm going to click where it says lynda.com in the corner. And now up here where it says continue watching is my class, and it tells me I'm 7% complete. So if I were to log out, come back a day or 2 later, that'll be waiting for me. I will just click on that, and it picks up right where I left off. It's great. And when you're done with the class, you receive a certificate of completion. That's very exciting. And those you can access and view up in your account at the upper right under where it says certificates. I don't have one to show under this account. However, I do have one from my personal account. Let me jump back in here into our slides. Oop. Sorry about that, jumped too far back. There it is. This is what it looks like. In 2015, LinkedIn purchased Lynda, and what's great about that is you can upload your certificates directly to your LinkedIn profile. So once you complete a class, you're proud of, or you think that enhances your hireability or your skill set, you can share those on LinkedIn and make sure that they're visible to colleagues or potential employers. It's a great feature. And Lynda and Universal Class are both great. And like I said, you can access both of these for free with a library card 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now I believe we can move on to the question and answer portion. If there are any questions.
Just as a reminder, if you have any questions, we do have a few minutes. We can hang around for those. You can post them in the questions section of the control panel for GoToWebinar. One thing I will kind of add on to what Chris was saying about Lynda, they haven't fully transferred over to all the LinkedIn platforms, although on some of them they have. But one thing you may find interesting for Lynda in particular is that you can access it on mobile, not only on Android and Apple devices, such as iPads and iPhones, but lynda.com also has an app available on Roku and Apple TV. And so if you really want to be fully immersed in the learning experience on your home television, you can view it that way with once you've established a login for lynda.com by LinkedIn. So that's just an extra tip to throw in there. You can kind of pick up wherever you leave off on any of the mobile devices you might have for Linda. I'm not seeing any questions yet. Let's see. Were there anything else that you wanted to cover, Chris?
Let's take a look. Well, we can go back into the online learning section of our website, and I can just point out some of the other resources that we offer. Of course, Universal Class and Linda are here at top. We also have Mango Languages, which is another great self-paced learning tool. As it says here, you can learn over 70 languages. I've used this a little bit, but I know people who've used it a lot, and it's really great. You can kind of customize it to either conversational purposes, business purposes, and it kind of takes you through just pronunciation and common phrases. It's a little bit different approach than maybe taking a language class, but it's a great tool. And there's also an app for it, so you can drive around in your car and learn to speak French. Below that, we have the Learning Express library, which is a great learning resource for students and professionals. It features academic skill building, standardized test prep, career certification test preparation, and much more there. And then we have tutor.com and the Adult Education and Career Centers, which offer one-on-one sessions for either college or school students, but also for people who are looking to get feedback on their resumes or learn about career information. So those are our online classes.
Great. Well, thank you, Chris. So everybody, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up, but just as a reminder to go to hcplc.org to either get in contact with us or to check out some of these great resources. And we will continue to do live classes, and once they've been recorded and formatted, we'll be posting them on our YouTube channels if you want to review them again or share them with friends and family or colleagues. And as I said before, there's going to be a short survey right after the session here. Please do take just a couple of minutes to fill that out. And we look forward to hearing from you in that way and to seeing you at the next session. So I'll say good night and thank you very much. And thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's wait 1 second. Oh, okay. We just have a comment with a thank you. So thank you very much for attending. We appreciate that. And now I'll say thank you very much and thank you, Chris.
Thank you.